Do you want to be the most powerful trainer on your server? If so, then you're going to need to max out your Pokemon's EVs. And in this video, I'm going to show you the best strategy to do that extremely quickly, and it will save you tons of time. If you already know what EVs are, feel free to look in the timestamps below and just skip ahead to the strategy. But for those of you who don't, EVs stand for effort values and are part of what makes a Pokemon strong. Every 4 effort values equals 1 boost in that stat. And the highest you can get is 252 in any stat, which will give you 63 base points added to that stat. When you catch a Pokemon like this Magikarp that I caught last episode, all of its EVs are at 0. But as you train them, every Pokemon you defeat yields an EV. For example, Bouffalant yields attack EVs, which is where I got my Gallade's attack so high. So the traditional method of EV training is to go around and just fight a million Pokemon until you can max out your stats, which is honestly really tiring and very time consuming. So today I'm going to show you guys how you can literally farm EVs. That's right, I'm going to show you how to set up a farm that will give all of your Pokemon max EVs. And it's so easy. The secret to this are vitamins. Each of these will give you 10 EVs in whatever stat they're aligned with. So protein gives you 10 attack EVs, iron gives you 10 defense EVs, and so on. And everything that is used to make these is farmable. And so if you can set up a farm for each of these ingredients, then you can max out any Pokemon's EVs whenever you want to very quickly. And I'll link this site right here with all of the recipes in the description for those of you who'd like it. To show you how this works, I'm going to take my Magikarp from last episode and completely max out his attack EV in a matter of moments. So like you saw earlier, he has no EVs except for those 2 that we just got from the Bouffalant. And so I'm going to show you how to get that completely maxed out really quickly. By the way, last episode I said I was going to have a poll on the community tab to see if I should evolve Magikarp or not. I forgot to do that until today. So it is now up. Please go vote. Should I evolve my Magikarp or should I leave it there? To give him attack EVs, we're going to need protein. To make a protein, like we showed, you'll need 2 of any raw meat, a Medicinal Brew, 2 Kelpie berries, and then 2 red nature mint leaves. And that'll give us 1, which will give him 10 attack EVs. Now to get the max 252 that you can get in any stat, we're going to need 25 of these, which is quite a lot. So I'm going to show you how you can farm all of these. The first ingredient is Medicinal Brew. Now to get Medicinal Brew, all you need to do is take some water bottles, and then you're going to put those water bottles in a brewing stand with a medicinal leek. And that will give you a Medicinal Brew. Now, to farm medicinal leeks, it's pretty easy. That would be my suggestion here, is just farm some medicinal leeks. I have a whole video about it that I'll link in the description. But basically, you just put these guys on water, and they'll farm like crazy. They're probably the easiest crop to grow in Cobblemon. And then it'll turn into Medicinal Brew, and you'll be able to harvest that. And so we have more than enough Medicinal Brew already that we can use. And so we'll go on to the next ingredient. The next ingredient is just raw meat, which is very easy to come by. If you have mobs in your game, you can just have a simple cow or chicken farm here. If you don't, then my suggestion would be to actually just go around and hunt Bouffalant, because they give you a ton of beef and they spawn very easily in plains biomes. They're also great for leveling up your Pokemon if you're trying to get them to level 100 while you're EV training. And then the following ingredient is red nature mint leaves. These are very simple to farm. You'll just farm nature mints and they grow like any normal crop. I have a whole video about them if you'd like to see that as well that I'll link in the description. And with a simple bone meal farm as well, you can get enough nature mint leaves very quickly. And now we need a brief intermission because I just found a shiny Pidgeotto. I cannot believe the luck we've had in this series, guys. We've been able to find so many different shiny Pokemon and starter Pokemon. It's been insane. And speaking of starter Pokemon, there's also a CHIMCHAR on the map right now. So we're going to try and get both of them and see if we can catch them. And while I go through hucking Pokeballs at these guys, trying to fill out our shiny decks, hey, we got him. That's awesome. As I run over here to get CHIMCHAR, I just wanted to give a little announcement. First of all, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. Helps me out a ton and it helps other people like you find this video. But also, I wanted to say, if you guys really enjoy my content, if you'd like to support me more, help me along this journey, and help me to make more of the kind of content that you guys love watching, then please consider checking out my membership offers. After this video or right now, you can click the join button below. It'll show you some ways that you can help support me as a content creator and enable me to make more videos, and it'll also provide some really cool perks for you guys. I worked really hard on trying to make this something valuable that would be important for you guys, help you to feel part of a bigger community, and like you really belong here and have a closer connection with me as a creator and with the content that I produce in general. And so if that's something that's interesting to you, if that's a desire that you have, then I'd invite you to check that out. It would be a huge help to me. I understand if it's not something that you're able to do right now, but if you can, it means a lot, and thank you so much. Now, in my opinion, the hardest ingredient to actually come by is the Kelpie berry, because this is a very mutated berry. If you don't know much about berry mutations, I have a video about that you can check out in the survival guide. But basically, it's a way where you combine berries next to each other and they'll grow new berries. So in order to get a Kelpie berry, first what you need to do is put a persimmon berry tree next to a chesto berry tree, which will eventually give you a Wiki berry. You can then plant the Wiki berry next to a Bluck berry, and that will eventually give you a corn berry. And then when you plant the corn berry next to a Rindo berry, that will eventually evolve in a Kelpie berry. And once you have a Kelpie berry, you can just plant it like this, and then you can harvest it with bone meal until you have enough to get the amount of protein you need, which if you're trying to max out, you'll need about 50. Now my farms are all kind of spread out because I've used them in different tutorials and videos here on the Survival Guide series, but if I were you, I would just set up a bunch of automated farms of those ingredients right next to each other, and that way you can have enough to get whatever vitamin you want very quickly at any time. But once you get those ingredients that you need, we'll go in here and we'll make those 25 proteins that we need, or 24 now since we already have one. And then in order to give this to our Magikarp, all we need to do is just right click on it, and we'll just keep doing that. Then after we've given him all 25, we can go into his stats, and we can see here that he's completely maxed out in his attack EV. Now once he gets to level 100, this will show a pretty big boost in his attack stat. Now that's how you could farm protein and max out an attack EV very quickly. Keep in mind, if you wanted to get that attack EV that Magikarp had right there just by fighting Pokemon, you would have to knock out over 100 Bouffalons. So even though this may seem like a hassle, it will save you so much time in the end. And you can do the same thing for each of these different vitamins to max out different EVs. The only tricky part again is going to be the berries, but I will link in this video the berry mutation guide that is on the Cobblemon Wiki. And this right here, as you look, if you just look for what berries you need, you'll be able to see how you can then make those berries. Like I did here with the Kelpie berry for the protein, you can do the same thing for all the other berries, and that way you'll be able to max out any EV you need and dominate your server. If this video has been helpful so far, please hit that like button so it can get out to other trainers like you who would love this content, and subscribe to this channel for more Cobblemon content in the future to help you be the very best that there ever was.